What's up, YouTubers? It's time for another episode, analyze and review. And today, guys, we're going to be looking at episode 5 of Yu-Gi-Oh! VRAINS. And honestly, guys, this episode was really jam-packed full of action, really. This episode was the continuation and finisher for the duel that started off within the previous episode between Player Maker and Go Onizuku. And honestly, guys, this episode was just exciting. The main thing throughout this episode, really, the main thing that really did struck me through the episode was how they showed off the power of Link monsters. Now, as a lot of you may know, I'm not really a huge fan of Link monsters, really. I was not at the beginning, mostly because of the rulings they've done of how they really, but new rules really like butcher up the extra deck, making it so that you can only really summon out one extra deck monster onto the field, and the only way you can get more is if you like bring it back from the graveyard. That is the one thing that really made my stomach turn when it came to the new Link monsters rule. But when I saw this episode, it really did help me understand Link monsters a little bit, really, mostly because this episode was focusing like on the full power of Link monsters. That was like one of the main things that was going on through the episode, really, with Player Maker's power to summon out Link monsters, really. I mean, Player Maker, he got out Link Spider first, then he got out Link Bumper, then Honeybot, then he brought out Deco Dotoka. It was just incredible, really. He like Link summoned 4 times, all in one turn. Now I'm pretty sure like for like some experienced duelists that are getting prepared for Link monsters online think that this is no easy trade, but still, for someone who hasn't seen it really, or is only like learning the power of Link monsters through the anime at the moment, that is like really incredible, really. That is like incredible, really. And especially with how limited the field is now within speed dueling, considering you only have 3 monster zones to work with the way that Player Maker did it was just more incredible, really. And it even introduced to us one of the hidden rulings with Link monsters, that being that you can use like Link monsters to help you Link summon other Link monsters. Like as Player Maker did, he used the Link 1 Link Spider and the Link 2 Honeybot to call upon the Link 3 Deco Dotoka, just by adding up the Link arrows that did on it. That just really like helps Link monsters out and really shows off the power that Link monsters have, really, and how it's like it can make any person easily call out the most powerful Link monster, which of course would be like a Link 8, really, I have to guess, because there's only like 8 counters on the card after all. But anyway, guys, yeah, let's go on with a review, even though I've just like reviewed a little bit of the episode already. Let's continue and start from the beginning, like how I usually do things. Starting off with the Go Onizuku. Now, right at the beginning, this might not really hit some people, really, but I found this pretty interesting, and that was Go Onizuku having an AI. Now, Go Onizuku, let's face it, he's seen as like the champion of Link VRAINS. He's like the overall champion. You really didn't expect them to use an AI, but then again, it does really make sense, really. I guess he'll need someone to help him get a cool head. Although I really think because of the character's really a bit like egotistical, he sees himself as the champion. I see him really arguing with the AI a lot of the times, just as what he did from this episode. But he does listen to his own AI sometimes, because his AI even told him that Player Maker was planning to use his skill Storm Access, which can only be accessed when he had 1,000 less life points. Which yeah, but even still, I guess it does make a pretty good, useful tool, even if you're a champion, because that way you'll be able to get some information on like other players that you're dueling, and help you keep track of like cards really, because of course in a duel you can't like pick up your deck and count the cards or look through your deck. You can always like ask the AI about that really. So I guess it makes it a little more easier, and I can now fully see how a champion would use that power. Heck, even I would if I had an AI to tell me these sort of things. But sadly we don't have that in the real world. But of course, I guess that means if Onizuku has a AI, that could mean that Blue Angel, of course, the other, like the mascot of Link VRAINS, could possibly have an AI really. For all we know, she does or doesn't really. But given the way it looks, she may have an AI, which would probably be interesting really. I can't wait to really see what she is like with her AI character. Is she nice to the AI character, or is she like Playmaker and Onizuku where they snap at their own AIs? But judging from what we've seen with the AI for Playmaker, or Yusaku, if you want to use its real world name, it doesn't probably have a lot of power or knowledge, considering what we saw in like the first episode when we first got introduced to the AIs. But that's to be expected really, considering that I is what most of us are probably theorizing, an artificial intelligence, like a living digital organism really. That explain why he's adapted and why he's like really self-aware. But then again, we probably will figure that out during the first episode. Anyway, continuing on really, we see that Yusaku / Playmaker, I'm just going to keep calling him Playmaker, let's face it, at this moment he's still in Link VRAINS. He's just survived the onslaught from Onizuku, just surviving on 100 life points. And of course we see his power choosing an escape route. And I'm pretty sure the one thing that everyone found shocking, including myself really, was that Playmaker chose not to take the escape route. I'm pretty sure that was all shocking. Even I was surprised at that. Not me, artificial intelligence You know what, if I'm not ever going to call him I'm going to now call him AI, just to make sure there's no confusion. Was surprised really. I mean, come on. Anyone would choose that opportunity. He was forced into a duel after all with the guy. He was trapped in Link VRAINS. But then again, as soon as we got his side of the story, we realised that he's acknowledging Onizuku. He's loving his dueling style and how it's just so entertaining for not only the audience but for the opponent himself. We see how he's probably realising a whole lot of stuff just from the duel. And he's even admitted himself he wants to continue the dueling because he's enjoying it. Which is something we probably never expected him to say really. I mean, with the first few episodes, we saw Playmaker / Yusaku as a serious character who's like all business. He has no time to enjoy in duel because he's busy battling the Knights of Hyrule. But I guess if we have to look outside the box about this, he's not facing a Knight of Hyrule, so he's not that serious about it. True, we all know that this is more serious than we imagine, because Soltech wants to know his identity, and they're using Onizuku to batter Playmaker and to figure out his identity. But for Playmaker, he doesn't know all that, so he's actually enjoying the duel because he knows there's nothing on the line here, like his secret identity. But I guess this shows that Playmaker does have an enjoyable side. True, he may not show his smile, but at least we know he's enjoying it, really. At least we know he's not serious all the time. At least that's something we can all be happy about, really. That Playmaker can actually enjoy a duel and he's not serious all the time. That's one of the things like I can really like about this character, that he's not serious all the time. The one thing that really made me happy was just the way Playmaker won the duel, using the powers of the 3 Link monsters he still has on the field, Honeybot, Link Bumper, and Decotorga, combined with the equipped spell Cyber Annihilation, which I have to guess we'll probably only see once in the anime when this is now, and we'll never see it ever again. Like most overpowered cards that we've seen in the anime and never get a chance to see again, but probably get in real life. It's just the way Player Maker came up with like this incredible strategy to like turn things around, literally using Goron Izuku's dueling style, which if you guys haven't seen the last episode, Analyze and Review, is make your opponent look strong and then turn it around to make yourself look even stronger against him, which is kind of cool really, because we saw Player Maker choosing to risk his life points taken all the way down to 100, use his skill Storm Access to access the power of a new Link monster, which I'm gonna get to soon, because I've got something shocking about that to probably say, but probably for me to realise, but not you. And use the power of that new Link monster to completely turn things around. With Honeybot's ability to make sure his monsters are not destroyed in battle, using the Link Bomber's power to get Deko Toka to attack 3 times, and then using the power of his Cyber Annihilation to increase Deko Toka's attack points to do the same, and to deal the huge amount of damage to the opponent, which is kind of like a big strategy really. I did not really see that coming. I was expecting like Link Bomber to increase his attack points again or something, not to really get the power to attack and all that really, which just goes to also show you that even though we only saw him duel once, he's an actual like dual prodigy Player Maker. He got the power of Deko Toka within the 2nd episode and managed to come up with a huge turnaround with just Deko Toka in episode 2. And in this episode, we see him doing the same thing again, but with what I assume is Link Bomber from the Storm Access, and using other cards that he knew to completely turn around the duel. It at least shows that he knows what he's doing, and he's probably been doing this for a very long time. Then again, Battle of the Knights of Hyrule has probably helped him a bit, considering he's battled strong opponents. After the duel is over, we see Yusaku going back to see his friend, which I still want to know the name of. I still haven't figured out his name throughout the anime. I'll probably get annoyed and look it up, really. We see them talking about how Yusaku chose to stay in the duel and pretty much having fun with Goron Izuku, which, let's face it, it was an incredible duel from start to finish if we link together episode 3 and 4. And we see them then talking about business of how it'll be useful if we include Goron Izuku into their team to battle the Knights of Hyrule, and how it'll be a huge advantage. Now, of course, guys, if we predict it from the Yu-Gi-Oh anime, we would have thought that it would ask him to join in, really, because the power of friendship is powerful. Nothing can stop friendship. No. Yusaku, he knows what we're doing. We don't want this friendship rubbish. We don't want friendship speeches. We don't want to have a Teargardener moment, do we? No. Yusaku chose the right thing to do as a hero, is to not try and involve people within this matter, really. Let's face it, Goron Izuku's one objective, even though Player Maker doesn't know this, but we know this, his one objective is the children, the orphan children. And we're pretty sure that Goron Izuku probably wouldn't do it anyway. He's too busy trying to be a hero to the children. He doesn't want to go battling bad guys and risk himself in a fight where he doesn't return the children and make the children happy, do we? He probably wouldn't. But Yusaku still said he didn't want to involve anyone really within this kind of battle, really, because it's too dangerous. Heck, I would be like that too, really. I've been in a few dangerous situations. I don't want my friends to be involved, because, again, dangerous. But then again, those were bullies. And I really can't compare that to battling like the Knights of Hyrule, which has got the entire Link frames hanging in the balance. Or is Link VRAINS hanging in the balance? We actually don't know why they're chasing after the Knights of Hyrule. Because again, like I mentioned before, for all we know, Knights of Hyrule are actually like good guys, and they've just been tricked into battling them from Soltec or something like that, really. For all we know, that's the truth behind it all. But still, I'm really interested to see what will happen. Who knows? We'll probably get to know this within episode 8, considering, as we know, the next episode is focusing around Blue Angel, which I predicted in the last episode. And just, guys, before we get to that, I may as well mention this, really. We now know one thing, though, about the Link monsters within the anime, because this episode has kind of proved that fact a little bit. And that's Link monsters are not just accessed within the Data Storm. Through just Yusaku's duel, or player maker, I should correct myself a bit. He had other Link monsters, and we're pretty sure we didn't see him just go diving into Link VRAINS to go headfirst into a Data Storm to get Honeybar or Link Spider. No. Nah, this episode definitely proved that Link monsters is a general thing within that anime community within VRAINS. Just as how in Zexal there were Exceeds monsters and how Number monsters just jumped in to be a part of it, it's probably the same with this Link monsters, except you can get more powerful Link monsters through the Data Storm. That's how it probably will be, really, and I kind of like that idea, really. So it's kind of like yeah, Link monsters are normal in that world, but of course we've got our main character thinking he needs a little more muscle power, so he uses his skill to get something a little more stronger. But I'm pretty sure it's not going to be like that in every duel, let's face it. He's only had 2 proper duels so far within the anime. Hopefully they don't keep this up in like every episode, otherwise it's just going to get tiresome and boring, and we don't want that to happen, do we? We don't want, like, in every duel player maker to be in some sort of dangerous situation and his only hope is to use the Data Storm. That is way too stupid, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people will get sick of that very quickly. Maybe that will happen again in Blue Angel, just to give us a little bit more insight to the Data Storm. But yeah, they really shouldn't keep this up for too long, really. It will get tiresome. As for episode 6, guys, Blue Angel's in it. Maybe we'll see her use her magical whip again. Alright, guys, enough dirty jokes aside. This episode preview had given me one bit of information that I really should mention, and that we learned Blue Angel's real name. Her real name is Ao Zatsun, or Zatsun Owl. I'm sorry if I butchered that up, really, I only heard it once. I tried to memorize it, but I failed. But overall, guys, I have enjoyed the episode from start to end. It was really entertaining and really got me on the edge of my seat. So much information was given us, and so much action was given us from start to end. And I'm pretty sure we won't see Player Maker lose anytime soon. But if the anime has shown us one thing, sooner or later we're going to get an intense duel that really wakes the character up. Just as how that we've seen, like, for example, Yusei battled Jack and the duel got stopped midway. We saw Yuma battle against Kite and nearly lost until something interrupted. We saw Yuma battle against, if you've seen the dub, Declan, or if you've seen the sub, Akaba Reiji. We saw nearly Yuma's butt be handed to him until something interrupted. I have a feeling sooner or later, after we get introduced to Blue Angel, we're going to have something like that happen, really. That's my prediction. Something like that will happen, and we'll see a player maker getting like a wake-up call, and then prepare himself for like the coming storm or something like that. But yeah, guys, I think we need to get Blue Angel's introduction out of the way and then see what happens with the previews, really. But yeah, that's my overall prediction, really. Just how this episode was set up, and just with what episodes that we have at the moment. That's just like my prediction so far with what's coming up, really. But yeah, overall, I have given this episode 5 cards out of 5, really. Just with all the action, helping me see a little bit of potential with Link monsters. I really still don't fully like them, really, but I'm willing to give them a chance, so at the least. That's all I'm giving them at the moment. Just a little chance. Who knows, maybe I'll get a deck around it, but at the moment, I'm still upset that Link monsters have nearly butchered the ability to use the extra deck. True, there may be people out there saying, oh, it's not butchered, it's more balanced. Let's face it, it's not really balanced. You're just saying that because you've got your own head up your behind. And you just want to be on the top. But yeah, guys, that is it for now. I'm going to go back to making my own decks and then planning like what kind of Link monsters should I use, or with like what little Link monsters have been introduced into the anime, even though at the moment I can't really use any of those monsters really because I don't have a Cyverse monster at all. So yeah, guys, until next time, this is me signing out.